And good evening. My name is DeCarlo Sweeting, and my co-host for the day is
George Missick.
George. What's going on? How's everybody?
Everyone is great, man. They had some rain this week, cleansed the earth, cool things down a little bit. So, yeah, it's been a good week so far.
Y'all had some rain, man. We had some deadly rain. I thought hurricane was coming back again, man.
I trying to make it sound good. We had a little sprinkle. We had a little. I told you it was a good cleansing. So it was a lot of rain. I think it came from you and came to me. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
think so too, because that came over Florida, and after Florida, that was there with us, and boy,
yeah,
they that really gave it to us. I was like, wow,
yeah. Keep you all
wow.
inside, man. Slow you all down a little bit. That's all.
That's a little bit too much to keep us inside. That wasn't all that wasn't necessary. They could have do that without having all of that. Oh boy. Anyway, let's find out what's in the news.
Audio Jungle.
Shockingly, I was shocked. I was sitting down watching TV, minding my own business, and they just came on flashing news, breaking news, breaking news. The FBI is investigating gone by Diddy house in Miami and California, looking for Diddy. And this is exciting now. This is exciting thing because they gone and they grab everybody, lock up everybody. Next I hear they say Diddy on a plane going to Antigua, trying to get into another country. We're going to do expedition and all kind of things. I say, boy, I see why the children say, boy, movie. This is a movie, man. This is something. I thought you only see this on Netflix and everything, but now we got a real life movie going on here where Sean P. Diddy, Dr. Love, Puffy, whatever you want to call him now, he on the run.
You got too much names. That's the first problem.
Yeah. And it was so sad to see when they had all the sons them and handcuffs them, lock up. I say, oh Lord, this ain't a good look. But you think Puffy know what's going on and tell them and leave them children on their own and say, boy, every pot got to stand on their own bottom.
Like my wife said, only look like him didn't know this was coming. How long we been talking about this when they hold the boy for Biggie and the thing with the Cassie and like, I mean, you say you didn't see the water coming, like,
I'm trying to find out what is it about when you have all this money. Do you just lose your mind? Do you just get to a point that because some of the things I heard him saying, allegedly he was doing some sex trafficking.
Yeah.
He feeling up and groping up man, woman, child, beast. It didn't matter to him.
Yeah.
All kind of sexual assaults going on him. And what is it that drives these men to this point that you feel like you could do these things? I haven't even talked with the rest of those stories I hear. What he do to other people who want to come up in the business and you got to do that. Yeah. It to me is sickening. I don't know. Is it the money or is it just them mentally? That's who they are anyway.
It's a combination, right? Because there's a lot of people have money. He doesn't have more money than everyone. He's in a class of higher income, but these things are still abnormal. It's not the norm. So I'd start by saying this is not the norm. Everyone is not a Puffy P. Diddy or has this reputation behind him. I think the fascinating part again is all these years how it brings the Bible out when it says what's done in the dark, because this run has been so long. Like some of the run that these guys have, even if you look at Nygaard, and Nygaard's an old man. He's been doing this foolishness all his life, right?
Yep.
And maybe I think it has a lot to do with this information age that we're in now. And again, once certain precedents are set, you get people come by and like, what? She get a check? I can open up this case. 50 years ago when he touched me, yeah, we was on the porch, and I mean, I, I the funny
I
thing,
always wondered about that. I getting some legal help right. What is the statute of limitation with
I
these
can't even
things?
help you. I can't even help you with this because as a lawyer, I can't understand. I told my wife today, nobody better come talk when nothing happened in high school with me. Or I I can't remember what I eat for dinner yesterday most times, right? Much less Jane Doe, and I mean it might sound bad, right? But I could suspect, particularly people like P. Diddy. Like I know P. Diddy, far from it, right?
Right,
The amount of women and stuff that these dudes run through. I, I mean, yes, Cassie was his girlfriend. You got to remember her, right? But
right.
all these Jane Doe number one and two and three, I'm sure these dudes don't even remember who these people are. But I think with P Diddy, it seems like what's being constructed is this dude has been a really good actor. A lot of people really didn't know him, like you said, with the bad boy and because he always had a good image, like right. Even when Biggie and all them got killed, and it looked like everyone else was bad
Hmm.
around. That
Yep.
he was just this mogul, just the smart guy, just brain caught up with some bad people around him, and now to see that, well, this dude is the mastermind. Like he, we could have been sleeping on. Yeah, you remember Ghosts and stuff where everyone goes is to think of no one suspect him, right? So
Yep.
like P Diddy is coming out now as this monster, this quiet, gentle, friendly looking monster. That now you like, you make really makes you take stock. But a lot of times, like you said, power and this money corrupts. I remember, I think it was Lionel Richie who said in Hollywood, you got to be careful because whatever you like, whatever addiction you have, you could afford to feed that addiction more than the average person. So if you like to drink, guess what? You get all the drink you want. You like to smoke, all the smoke. Women, you get all the. So they can do things that the average person, or average man can't do. And if you have all these other vices, or maybe some you develop,
Yep.
you remember the $1 Million Man,
Yep.
Ted DiBiase,
Uh-huh.
or even you know, and I think for some of these guys, it literally becomes that. Let me see what everyone is willing to do, what their price is, what
What's your
you're willing
price?
to do. Yeah, I think some of it is just to shame, embarrass people that bring. But I can. It's a sick story. It's not a good story because, like I said, when something happens, particularly to us, we just was laughing at Donald Trump the other day
Yep.
when,
Yep.
when he got raided, right? Now to see poor P Diddy standing there walking around the yard, like, oh gosh, not a good sight. But I think sometimes we need these examples and to humble people and to keep other people honest to know that listen, with these money and power comes responsibility. And the only thing would really hurt me if something like this were to come out on like a LeBron James again, who has all this money, but again has been so squeaky clean. You also have a Michael Jordan. Michael had his little gambling debts, but you never heard about no crazy, you know, a lot of crazy things other than his little gambling issues with all this money that he had. So I think a lot of us do know how to handle it and can contain it. So
But you don't think after R. Kelly, you would sit down and say, okay, whatever foolishness I do, and seems like even with Nygaard them, they had the Queen's son. He was doing foolishness. He was all mixed up in these
yeah,
allegedly,
allegedly, yeah.
all
Yeah.
of them mixed up in these sex trafficking thing. You would think, okay, boy, look like these people cracking down on this. Let me stop my foolishness.
But I think it's too late. If you look at the timeline for a lot of these things, it's too late. These things, most of these accusations didn't just happen today. Like you said, you still have cases with 17 people going back years. And that's where the problem come in. Like you can't press brakes now because the problem is already there. So you have some receipts. And the last thing I think anybody want, even the priests don't want the FBI and them, the feds raiding you and going through your phone and your computers and You can't even
I
remember what
agree.
on there, right?
But you don't think Diddy and I allegedly TD Jakes. I mean, this is just so. This is just allegedly, like I said, this is so mind blowing to me that guess what? They now, like you say, backtracking. You remember he baby mother, was she named Kim Porter?
Yeah.
They now trying to tangle all of that, intertwine all this together. That he ended up killing her or had her killed because she knew too much.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody who started to know too much, they started disappearing and all these other things. So this thing might be deeper than we really think. This sex trafficking thing might just be a small smidget of this whole thing what's going on.
Yep. That's what I said. Once you put the microscope on these type of people and whatnot, because it's what you know and what you think. But when people start to forensically analyze, and you hearing some of his friends or people who are close saying little things that, boy, if some of these things are true and you extend that out to what he possibly could have done with that protection, that cover, and for all the years that he's been at this, if he was that bad for that long, the damage that that you could have been could do. So it's gonna be, it's a movie. It is definitely a movie. Not a good one for him, but I'll be watching.
Eventually, in the next 5-10 years, they'll have a Diddy movie out. What happened to Diddy? What happened to all this? And we'll be on Netflix watching these.
Diddy Island, like Epstein Island. And
yeah.
So, but again, now this is the problem because Diddy is very young. A lot of things, and like you said, the industry and like Cat Williams and all these things seem to like spring off from all his cat stories and stuff too. People start asking questions, people start digging, that's a problem. But it's gonna you don't know how far it's gonna go. It's not a good day. It's not a good look. It's not a good look for us. No, I definitely wouldn't celebrate this. I saw 50 Cent come out and say something about him.
Yeah.
50 Cent, I don't know what to say because.
But 50 Cent warned us about this. He told us between him and Cat Williams, they said, "Hey, watch out for these things. Puffies would like to invite you to some parties."
Yeah. You can't tell him no.
Yeah, 50 was saying, "Oh, Puffy doing cam shopping." He like, "Hold on, why you want to get a big grown man like me shop? I ain't no broke nigga. Why you getting on like let's go shopping? You don't get me shopping. You get me shopping, bro." Something these fellas there, boy. Anyway, I'll get a pray for him. But anyway, let's take a break and we'll be right back. And we're back. Okay. Well, I know what's going on. Grandmama being having some issues, and one of the things that we are now facing is missing people. Now I know a lot of people, they have the song, "If you can't find your friend in Nassau, they in Freeport or they in jail." But now, if you can't find your friend in Nassau, they must be in jail because people going missing in Freeport. We had a few incidents of missing persons that it's hard for me to understand how and why it is happening. Now, a lot of these persons have mental issues, and I don't want to say they weren't in their right minds or whatever. But sometimes things has happened, and we know we have people in our lives, in our family, who they come and go. So they'll go for 1 day or two, they come back, but they'll come back. Now in Grandma, these people, they ain't coming back. They have a missing man, a Philip Stubbs. They actually have another gentleman, Frederica Bethel, Stephanie Chisholm. A lot of these persons haven't been found as yet, and they have been doing a lot of searching, and families are out about in the streets, and the police have been doing. They were just doing a roundabout, a search about in the old Princess Tower buildings, because a lot of persons who are homeless find refuge there. So they don't know if they might be there, if an incident might happen. You never know. Heat, well, I can't say heat stroke, but something might happen. I know a lot of persons at times get knocked down. They in the bush. People leave them there to die like a dog on the road. But it's getting to be a bit much. Grand Bahama, I mean, we have our struggles, and this is a lot right now. And to add this on top of it, it's really asking a lot. So anyone on the sound of our voice, if you know anything about a Philip Stubbs or a Stephanie Chisholm or Frederica Bethel, please call 911 991 and see if you could assist them. Now, George, you know about Grandmom, you know about Freeport. We never had these type of things. Never, ever, ever. This man, people go missing. They in the States partying, having a good time. That's the most you hear, but us get missing.
First thing come to my mind is the missing boys. So don't say we never had no missing.
Yeah, hey, boy, forget about them.
We forget about some things, and if you put this in context, we had a lot of missing things. The last hurricane, plenty of people still missing.
Oh, don't talk about that.
Right?
Oh,
and I don't even think no one gonna look for them.
Nope.
So you know, if you got a little bit of history, but I don't know. Well, we know people aren't just getting caught up in the rapture. We know they, like you said, if they travel, it doesn't sound like these are people who travel. Normally, if you travel, there's a record that you left the island, you come and go. Kind of easy to verify that. So, you know, we hope it's nothing sinister. Like you said, if there's a trend, there's more than a few. It's unusual because you see one or two people go missing here and there, usually not at the same time, but you're not saying that you have all these people missing at the same time. It definitely cries out for, you know, a full investigation to find out what's going on. Because if no one's turning up dead, they're not turning up. You said, you know, just out of the neighborhood or the character, then yeah, it kind of demands almost all hands on deck. But the problem always with Grand Bahama for some reason is we don't, can I put it? People don't take, or the government, you know, that's like how we get left behind economically. It seems like Grand Bahama just gets forgotten in a lot of these things. And, you know, I was talking to someone even about the same situation with the missing boys and the hurricanes. And it's like there's people gone and it's like they've forgotten. Like, you don't hear enough about it. You know, the memorials, you know, questions being answered, more questions being answered. And I don't know if we have we're indifferent to a lot of things. We have short-term memory, but, you know, when you see these things happen in the States or elsewhere, these things never seem to go away. Right? There's always, and for, you know, again, maybe we just want to forget some things, but I think we need to shine light on these things and keep that light bright when these things are happening to try and get resolution, but also to try to make sure these things don't happen again.
I still have a bitter taste in my mouth from the missing boys with our government. And I have this problem because five boys went missing in Grand Bahama. One boy went missing in Nassau. they got all kind of new laws and all kind of things now they trying to pass with this and that and whatever. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is very upsetting and disturbing to me that 5 young boys died. No new legislation for children protection at all happened. The one boy died in Nassau, and I'm not saying that he should not be looked upon or whatever, but to protect our young children, these laws should have been already in place.
Absolutely.
For things like this when it happens. It shouldn't be a Nassau-centric thing that this happens, that, hey, these boys going this, because that, I can't remember if you was here or not, but that was crazy because it was one guy that said, oh, he was in they got the children in the food store, freezer, and everybody was downtown there. Downtown was booked right out. You couldn't find an inch of space because everybody came there to look to see and to find out, are these boys, these missing boys, in the food store freezer. And after we found out who did it, put him in jail, these boys, and like you say, we didn't push it. And we gotta blame us as a people. We didn't push our child protection law that, hey, there are sick people, and these are sick people out there who are preying on young children. And we have done nothing legislatively to say, hey, if this happens, this is how we're going to deal with this to the full extent of the law. We haven't done anything. Right. Marco Archer came up. They started to do something. I don't know if we have this sex offenders list out. I don't know if it's legal yet or if there's something they're just talking about. But we can't be waiting and kicking this can down the road because our children have to be protected. We have to protect our children. We can't allow this, not just straight from the fact that adults are missing and whatever like that. But let's start with the children to make sure that these are sick people to look at a little child and feel and see that they can be sexually attracted. You could be sexually attracted to them. You are sick. You have issues. Please. All these MPs, all these cabinet members, y'all, let's get together. Let's get this right because it ain't gonna work like this. It ain't gonna. And if we want to find these missing people, we still have to put things in place. Amber Alert, Red Alert, whatever we gotta do. Let's try and get this together. What you think taking them so long to put the right laws in place for these things?
I just think people get distracted very quick and easily. It's a matter of what you place importance on, right? So I think unless you have specific groups, organizations that really push and keep a fire lit and keep that drive behind things, it will easily come off the legislative agenda. The politicians, they go from day to day. So something else come up, one new trip, one new car, we get distracted quickly with foolishness half the time. And it's easy to run out a 5-year term or whatever with those type of things. And these type of things, like you said, they come to the forefront, but next week or two, there's a next story, some national emergency or something, and no one goes back to pick up, goes back and keeps that going. So we have short memories. We don't have no stickability. If it's not, I guess, paid and sexy enough or, enough publicity behind it. So I think we need to start, getting back to more of these communities, putting together when these type of things happen, like different groups that watchdogs or just tasks with just stay in the course. You don't let this go until this gets fixed. Because if you just push it out there to the politicians or to the news media, it's only good as the next story. They'll go run with that for a week or two, and then something else happen. Boom, that's it.
Okay, well, we'll be right back. But I pray for those persons and their families that they find these persons who are missing. I know they just want closure, to tell you the truth. So let's see if we see something happening. Let's let everybody know what's going on, and we'll be right back.
Where you going, boy?
To go buy these tickets for the party tonight.
Why this boy so dumb?
Tickets242.com.
You know how hard it is?
They sell tickets for parties, concerts, plays, sporting events, everything.
You know how expensive bus is?
Well, if you just buy the tickets online, they could just send you it in the email. Then you could just print it off.
You know how strong mosquitoes is?
Or you could go to the box office downtown or the Genesis Street Girl.
You ain't scared of Joneses either.
Yes, and we're back. George, your boy Donald Trump. They got Donald Trump up a ladder right now. I thought they say Donald Trump is a billionaire. What kind of Donald Trump can't make bond for things? They threaten to take all these things now. What kind of billionaire he is, man?
And inflation is a serious thing, you know. I think he got some reprieve today though, or yesterday. I think they dropped the bond to 179 or something from the almost half of a billion.
Yeah.
So I think Trump said he got that in his bank account, man. He gonna take care of a little problem. That 500 was a little stiff, but you know, when people say you can't make these things up, like what are we witnessing here with Trump is truly a once in a life. Well, we thought it was a once in a lifetime because I thought we saw a Trump, we saw Barack. That you may see that no more in my lifetime. I thought we saw a Trump. What's the chance of seeing another Trump? Well, now we're about to see the same Trump, a Trump 2.0. I think this Trump will be a lot worse than the first Trump.
Yeah, he's coming for revenge now.
Yeah. But you know, it's truly unbelievable and remarkable. In the thing it is, Trump is keeps saying to be getting stronger with all these attacks, all these different. Seems like he's growing. Biden is shrinking, right? I even hear more black people now saying, you know, bring Trump back. Because remember Trump pardoned all the Kodak Black and all them people. Like, I mean, the dude is a real politician in some respects. But yeah, it's funny because either you could run or you can't run, right? Like, and that issue should have been determined a long time ago. The fact that they keep throwing the book at Trump from one thing, it isn't Stormy Daniels, something else, right? Every day is another case. The election, the July, the march on the House, like to the point that people are looking at this man and say, "Oh, man, y'all know this." Yeah, I agree with Trump. Like y'all really doing for more now. You can't be this man that they throwing the kitchen sink at him. Like you can't have all these problems as a former president. They raid his house. I don't know how he withstands this, other than to say that he can't be bothered. He knows the support he has. I think he knows for us $500 million. You really think if Trump really was going to jail and couldn't find his money, one of these friends or organizations, all these people wouldn't pay that money for Trump?
I always wondered, but that because I know how disingenuous Trump is. He's doing this campaign thing now. I know campaign money coming in.
Yeah.
And I know it ain't nothing like misallocating some funds from here and putting it there to get some things going on. He don't look at it as anything wrong. I know how Trump go. Trump, they don't see nothing wrong with much wrongdoing. So therefore, him finding this money or finding someone to sign off on this bond for him, I thought it's taking Trump a little long now. Where he boys them or where he little crooked move. I know he always got one or two crooked moves up his sleeve. Yeah. They're saying like Trump, this ain't do. But you say they drop it.
Yeah. You went to court. The court say, that's kind of high. We give him something more he could work with. And again, I'm sure they know that was going to happen at some point. He filed his little appeal or whatever. So Trump just coasting. But it looks now like another victory for Trump. It looks like another kind of holy God now because they're building this up. Boy, this is the last day. They can start seizing his assets and stuff.
Yeah.
I did Trump on the TV this morning smiling, like y'all can't do it. So this just makes this man strong. After a while, you just give up and say, well, y'all, give it to this dude. This dude getting out there, everything. But apparently he also has some new platform or something that's just launching, and that's supposed to bring him about $3 billion. Must be the next 6 months he's supposed to be able to start taking money. So at this level, those ain't worried. I mean, and it's if I was the Democrats, this strategy seems to be fading very quickly. Election almost here. And it doesn't look like they're going to stop him by any legal maneuverings or any type of legal action prior to this election. Because all these contests where they were trying to stop him from running the states, most of those already got overturned. They're held. So it almost seems like a fait accompli that Trump will, will challenge for the next election as the Republican nominee, and that he will win, because it's.
But you know what else left? The Haley woman, she done bow out.
Yeah, she.
And I try to figure out Trump, Biden part 2. Who really wins in this situation? Because this is the best America got going on right now. This would be out of wicked. This as us to the south of them have to deal with these two. I mean,
yeah, again. That's why I said you can't make this up. When I saw the last time election, like, okay, good. You thought either someone would have been too old, Trump wouldn't, someone else would have emerged, all kind of different scenarios. But here we are facing, like you said, Trump and Biden part 2. And I don't think Biden has done enough to, it's a bit of a mess going on right now. The economy, inflation is still high, prices still high, immigration is a mess. There's a lot of things not working right, and Trump is saying, listen, I fixed these problems. I was doing good for y'all until COVID came and shake up things. Imagine if I had them, didn't, right? And it's resonating with people. Americans all about their money. Trump give out the little student packages, loans, and so I know how to keep you safe. Most Americans, I don't think, feel safe right now. There's a lot going on in the world with Russia. And so there's a lot of crazy things. And I think the American public seem like they much rather Trump to deal with some of these problems than Biden, because Biden forgetting things. Kamala Harris there, no one really warm up to her. And
you really think Trump can make things better?
Well, it depends on what you call better, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Some things he will definitely make better, because I just think Biden, some things on autopilot with Biden, some things aren't. And there's philosophically and religiously, there's a lot going on in America with abortion. There's the issues with the Republicans on one side. A lot of people don't like the LGBTQ movement, how that's kind of out of control. So Trump still appeals, strangely enough, with all the things, the sexual assault allegation. Strangely enough, he still is the Christian in the room. He still appeals. He still appeals to the church more.
Lord of mercy, Trump.
Yeah. So
And Trump is the guy who lighting the place. Oh, Lord of mercy.
We're in trouble, but it is what it is. It's phenomenal. It's hard to watch. I mean, you remember it hasn't been that long ago, but you can remember watching the news, all the jokes with Trump and all these fightings with everyone, the NBA players, this one, the that one. It seemed like always the people on the play, the cast, everyone is just seemed like, how does man run the country? And he fighting with everyone. He's like Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
everybody
on Twitter every day.
Yeah. So after a while, that wear me down. I was like happy that the news quiet, but I think some people getting bored. CNN, the ratings, everything will go up, because those Trump interviews and there's to be classic.
Oh yeah. One day you say, but Trump, he entertaining.
Yeah, man. He had the little pretty girl there, the spokeswoman. Trump is a show. That's a whole reality show presidency. And I think, unfortunately, people looking forward to part 2.
And I leave it right there. I am all for the theatrics in the process, but the results, I feel, boy, we damn if we do and damn if we don't. So I can leave it like that, and we can see what happens in November. But let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
I'm Flynn Daxon from Nose Witness News, reporting live from Sniper Paintball City. We're here with the manager, and he's going to tell us a little about what they have to offer.
Daddy, I got this at Sniper Paintball. We have paintball, cornhole, mini golf, batting cage.
Strike!
That's not a strike.
So come on down every Saturday and Sunday to Sniper Paintball City, located next to Crosstown, where you and the family can have a great time.
See you at Sniper.
And we're back with today's question, George. Now, I know you hear or see this, but the Prime Minister, Philip Brave Davis, has been, I guess, awarded a new vehicle, a Prime Minister vehicle. Now, this is a $200,000 vehicle. Very nice, very, 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 very nice. I forget I was supposed to upload a video to show you all how nice this is, but this was a vehicle I looked at a long time ago. I showed Tasma this long time ago. This nasty. I mean, now it's a BMW and it's an electric car. So you got to get to them. They're trying to go
environmental friendly. They're going green.
You're going green. So this is perfect. But this car got all the bells. This car has a TV monitor that comes from the ceiling and drops down for the passenger in the back to watch TV. You got a whole, what I believe is a 40-inch TV that you can sit down and watch in the back. Netflix, everything, whatever you want, they got it. This car so nasty, and I talking about pretty. Guess what? I ain't gonna lie. I believe our prime ministers should be driving a very nice vehicle. Very nice vehicle. I believe they should be. Now, my only objection to this is y'all in government telling us, hey, we need to kick back. Things ain't things yet. We getting back to where we need to get back, but we ain't there yet. So y'all need to bear with us. We got to cut back on this, cut back on that. But you ain't cutting back on these vehicles. I mean, and you guys top of the line. And mind you, there are more expensive vehicles. Hey, he could have been getting a Bentley. He could have get all these other things. But he chose to get a $200,000 vehicle. Now, you could get a very nice vehicle for $100,000 that looks very presidential, very prime ministerial, that no one would bat an eye at. In these rough times, you can't go for almost $250,000 car. Not right now. But I like, if it was me, George, I would get it. I like, I done tell my boy, if I had the money, I would get that. That's a bad boy. That's something. If the government was doing good, buddy, have it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Have that. I ain't got a problem with that. Because if the government doing good, if the country doing good, I mean everybody doing good, ain't nobody got, because I ain't watching your pocket, and I ain't want you watch mine. Because if I making money, I good. Go on, man. Knock yourself out, have that, man. Because I gang will get me one too. You get the black, I get in the white.
Yep.
But things a little rough. So people got little issues with that. What you say about that? How you feel about that? Him getting the car now?
Hey, if a car was needed, the car was needed, right? Now, when it comes down to the make and preference of the prime minister and the car, like I said, my only concerns would be the same thing. Can we afford it? We can afford it. then 200,000 in the scheme of things for a new vehicle, luxury, high-end vehicle for the prime ministership of the country is, it's understandable. Now, I heard someone spoke about, oh, well, Bahamians, we look at things wrong. This is the prime minister, and other countries, the U.S. car costs $1 million, and this one car costs this and that. But again, one, look at the budget of these countries you're comparing it to. Can they afford it? Yeah, the U.S. could afford $1 million car, easy, right? They get the fleets, and you saw how much money Kamala Harris spent when she come down here the other day alone. So they have the money. They pay tax. They tax Americans crazy for that luxury. And then America is a country that bomb people all the time, right? So your car have to be outfitted, bomb equipment, different, all kind of foolishness going on. So you have to look at all of those things when you doing comparisons. What's the threat level in the Bahamas? No one really ever attacked the prime minister, as far as I know, right? So no one really checking for him. We have that reverence for the prime ministership, and so you don't need all the bells and whistles special. So your car should be cheaper from that. But my main thing is, again, if we're looking at a budget at a deficit of $2-3 billion, I forget how much billions it is now, in the billions. Yeah, and you're talking about cutback, and I think this came not just with the car, but this came in the face of this trip to Botswana. I don't know what in Botswana they had to go for and carry a delegation over. The man just been here the other day, like why?
I gonna have to put on my glasses to see what you're saying, because I don't understand Botswana. Now I don't know. Maybe they have some minerals that we need or whatever to help make our sand whiter. I don't know. But Botswana, that's who we partner. Botswana.
But you didn't have to go. Like I said, the dude just been here. Someone just come to your house the other day. What he left something, you all had to go to take it for. Like, what is big delegation? And they never go by themselves, never just the prime minister and his wife going to someone. They got Fred Mitchell on every trip. We got this one, we got that one. They PSs, they this one, the sweetheart, the dog, everybody on these trips. So when you put this in the scheme of what the average Bahamian is feeling, it's not so much of the car. If things were doing good, you all had us feeling good, particularly Grand Bahama. Who in Grand Bahama supposed to smile at that, right? We catching hell. Y'all can't find a jobs, but you riding around, flaunting. It's like people say you playing in our face now, right? And that's the insult, and that's what I think people have to be, conscious of and respectful of when you're doing that in the current environment that you're in. When things are doing good, wait till some feel-good moment happen in the Bahamas, then go buy, slip your little car inside there, right? He could have slipped that in when they was doing the 50-year celebration. And that's right. Right? It's all about timing with these things. Yep. You don't wait till all this foolishness happening. People saying you haven't done anything and whatnot, and but yet your life just keep getting better and everyone else. So I don't think the car and the price itself is an issue. I think it's context. It has to be placed in the context to see why some people have reacted as they did. And because they did that, I think they have a valid point. And it's no good to say, oh, well, we need a car, because that argument doesn't apply. It applies on the right day in the right situation. Maybe now it doesn't apply. And when people call you out on it, I think you have to, eat humble pie. Okay, maybe it is a little bit insensitive. Like, I can't have everyone starving. I can pull out my steak dinner.
But George, my to do with what happened to the old car? What they try to tell me the old car they couldn't fix it. Now come on now. I should have for the prime minister one of the best mechanics them getting around. Yeah, you can't have, and I think it was a Lexus with Ingram had or whatever. So it with Minnesota, sorry. Yes, yeah. And I Minnesota wasn't going that long. This is only a couple of years old. Yeah. I don't throw away car quick like that. And they should.
Minnesota only served one term. So
even that was even a full 5 years. So food. But if it is the case, the car is 5-6 years old. All right. I know you ain't buying no used car. So these brand new cars you buying should be being serviced on a regular, because it's the prime minister they carrying. Yep. Prime minister guy shouldn't be breaking down on the road. Yeah. I agree with that. No. So what could have gone wrong with this car that you have to now buy a $200,000 car? And if you can't fix it, and I don't, anything can be fixed. Yeah, what it is, anything can be
Yeah, yeah.
fixed.
Send it back
You
to the
don't want
dealer. Send it back to the dealership. Get driving
you.
Chester Cooper car. As a matter of fact, tell Chester I can need that car. Tell one of the
Yeah.
other fellas them, listen, you catching
Whoever
bus. You,
is
yeah.
the fifth cabinet minister, he ain't got no car. He got to go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to his
yeah,
car.
yeah.
Because he has Prime Minister can take Chester one, Chester can take Monroe
Yeah,
one, and
exactly.
go down the line like that.
Yeah. And someone else can get you right away.
Yeah, somebody got to hide.
Yeah, until my car get fixed and come back.
Exactly. So that car would Minnesota couldn't have been in that bad a shape that we have to all of a sudden just get rid of it and bring in this $200,000 car at this time. There's no way in God's green, and that's why, like you say, it's all about timing. There's no way you could tell me that this is so bad. That car was so bad. And I think, if you ask me, I just think he ain't gonna drive in nothing Minnesota no more.
Well, again, do that on day one. Because when I come in, I change in the car.
Now hold on. You just reach. You
No.
change your car.
Some people
Now, I
got
understand what you're saying. You change your car first thing. So
Yeah.
that was 2, 3, and 4. They didn't forget but that.
yeah, you come in, there's a new prime minister. We need new fresh paint on the wall. We need a new car. I know what minister been doing in this car. You know, we got to pray over this. Like, no, change this out. There's a national security. I need my own car, and I need no air tags on this car. I need something fresh, right?
Oh Lord.
I changed
So
it
you-
from day one. Again, if you change that on day one and nobody was gonna say nothing, oh yeah, you got, oh, okay, yeah, you want a new car, you know, and change the house, yeah, and because the prime minister does not, we still don't have an official residency for the prime minister, right? So you got,
No, we
so you can't get a prime minister residency. You should at least be able to change your car, which is a lot cheaper, right? So
$200?
when you come in,
like you build with that?
listen, when I come in, there can be some changes. We change out all the personnel, change out the sheets on the. You got to change. So that's a good time. If the money is there, if the money ain't there until we can do better, we can ride Minutes car or whatever, right? But I don't want to be in Minutes car. I look like Minutes. People think that's Minutes going down the road. So
Yes.
you might as well. I mean, this 2 years ago. You might as well just stick with that now. Let the new prime minister break the.
I agree. And my problem with these things is, let's say Brave lose next election.
Yeah.
We keep in that car for the new prime minister, right? I hope so, because I don't want that one to be thinking like you first day. Oh, Brave used to drive this, and I want a new car. And my problem is, what they do with the old car when they get a new one? What has happened to that car? Can't just throw away no $200,000 car.
He said the car ain't no good. But didn't Keisha Smith say the other car before was Minutes car was like 400,000? I don't know.
But that was in better times. And
Well,
it's all about timing.
hey, I still the prime minister. Whatever time it is, ain't no bad time to be a prime minister.
Boy, yeah, you won't go to Haiti and say that?
We're talking about a real country. The rule of law.
I just said you will bring up there's always a bad time.
No, well, I sure the sad thing is the prime minister car in Haiti probably cost more because they got to get that out for all kind of bullet. You know, they got to custom make those.
Yeah, but $200,000 now, and like I say, I don't have a problem with the $200,000 for the prime minister. Because if I had a judge, I had to get it for myself, and I ain't no prime minister.
Yeah.
But the timing bad. Bad. Especially when you traveling up and down, but Botswana and all kind of food. Big man, you gotta pick a poison.
Yeah.
You want travel or you want good car? Which one you want?
Because when you're in debt, you're in overdraft. You're ready.
Thank you.
Like you spending money you don't have. When people say your credit card, you don't have it. Certain things you don't credit. Right? Car is one of them.
Exactly.
You can't afford to buy that cash. What the man say, cash. Where's one on that? You got to be able. You have to close one big deal or something, man. Let's get one big windfall, and then treat yourself to a new car.
Yeah, like you say, if you really could give Grand Bahama one good plea, And then you can say, okay, well, things really going good because Grand Bahama up and coming now. Then that ain't no problem. But
But Carlo, ain't none of these dudes broke. That's the next thing. Like you said, if you go on in there, especially you been in politics of million years like these dudes, right? Man, I flexing. I coming on with my $500,000 car, and I telling you, guess what? Y'all, the country ain't paying nothing for this. I buy this, right? Like, you know, you buy it with the country money still.
okay, there you go. There
But-
you go.
But so yeah, but that is more digestible because now me and they're going back. We already take this money, but we still going back in the public. No one wants to spend their own money. That's like that. Some of these women, I gotta be careful. You take
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
They ain't never
No,
spending their own money, right? They,
Oh no, oh no.
they could be the CEO, like you say, Beyonce, billionaire. She's spending Jay-Z money, right?
That's
And
right.
so that's how these politicians carry on. We know you have this money in the bank. You can afford this car. Or you can put the prime minister plates on. Once y'all know this mine, I pay $6.40. When I leave, the car leaving with me, right?
I
And
have George, if he do that, I have no problem. Let the baby people can pay the insurance, pay for the gas.
Yeah.
I have no for the
Yeah, but that's my
maintenance,
car.
I have no problems with that. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when you lose, you
Yeah.
can carry your car.
Yeah,
Let's
that
make
could be
that
just
go.
like the house. That could be just like the prime minister's house. We don't have an official residence. That's your house, right? When you
Yes.
leave, that's your house. So come in with your car. If you can't afford a car, maybe you shouldn't be prime minister. Maybe that
Yes,
could be the first step.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
now the Bob him said it has to be at least a $200,000 car.
I have no problem with that. For those who can afford it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't
For
afford
those who
that.
can't afford it,
Yeah. No.
they
You
gotta
don't come
be
with no $400 deposit, but you want to be prime minister of the Commonwealth.
Yeah,
of the Bahamas.
that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Anyway, let's move on and let's go to our bongi of the day. Now, my bongi of the day, this person really got me upset, George. I didn't post it in the damn because I really and truly I just thought about this as we was talking about the prime minister getting the $200,000 car. Now, I don't know what's going on in government now, but for some reason now it seems like everybody leaking out these information. Now, this prime minister thing with the car, nobody was going to know. Nobody was going to know how much this car costs or whatever, anything like that. You have to be into cars to see that car and say, boy, that's a BMW i7. You all know, you got to be into that like that.
Yeah.
But this leaky person, whoever in the government, gone send to the press the invoice, the notification from the Treasury that they paying $197,000 for the new prime minister car. Now, if I was the prime minister, somebody going home. You know where you talking my business, making this a big deal. This topic now on what's going on for a prime minister car, you're fired. I don't care who it is. I don't care what's going on. You fired. If I find out who do it, they fired. And that person who ever do that is my bongi today because there's no way you can't go snitching on me.
But
No.
But I thought that's what we want. We want transparency. If you see something, say something. What they say? You this. I mean, the prime minister, the price of his car, that should be public knowledge. To be honest, again, if the taxpayers are paying for it, we should see receipts. We should know in the budget line item. This is the car, and I'm sure it's there. But like you said, they probably put a magnifying glass. They probably blow it up, make sure nobody missed that line item. But there's nothing wrong to me with saying, okay, well, y'all see this? It's a nice
George.
car. Like,
George, at least wait till my car reach. They're talking. You're talking it before the car even reach. I get to sit in the car good yet. I get to find out how nice it is drive or anything. Y'all been snitching on me before anything happened. I don't like that. I have a problem with that.
well, like you said, that's his problem to try to read them out. Good luck, because nowadays, again, I think information is priceless. There's usually money attached to information. So
Yeah.
Don't feel like some of these people who saying things, they might be the bungie today, but some of them getting banked for the value of this information that they privy to that kind of accidentally get
Accident. They have an official. When I look on the news, they got an official letter stamp. Minister of Finance.
Yeah,
Minister
no,
of Finance.
someone had the paper and they you know, they had to go to the bathroom, they was rushing, and they had to drop the paper at the door. They didn't want to go in there and get it wet or nothing. So you know, at the time there's some wrong hands pick it up and see it or breathe, right? So those things could happen. I could see a scenario where accidentally got out and the press get their hand on it and blew it out of proportion. But
So the stamp would say confidential. That you didn't see that part.
yeah, it was confidential, but they left it because of the rush that they were in, and it confidentially got into someone else's eyes who were not bound by confidentiality. Right? Once it get into the press, it takes on it becomes debatable now.
Okay. All right. You go with that story. Okay then. But anyway, whoever leaked that used the bungie of the day, and you are wrong. You are dead wrong for that. I don't like what you did just that you can't be dry snitching on people just like that. No way, man. Let them get the car first, and then we can talk with all of this.
Keep doing what you're doing here, because you gave us some good content.
Anyway, George, that's it for us for today. We'll see you on next week on what's going on. Remember to like and subscribe. Please, we need you to keep on watching, to keep on subscribing. Tell a friend about us. God bless you. Y'all have a nice night.